Does Mars have liquid water? Mars water loss explained. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered if we're truly alone? Among all the planets in our solar system, one stands out as the most Earth-like: Mars. But here's the twist: Mars wasn't always this dry and barren. In fact, billions of years ago, it may have looked surprisingly familiar. Today, we ask a powerful question. Does Mars still have liquid water? And what happened to the oceans it once had? Thanks to data from orbiters and rovers, scientists have uncovered incredible evidence that Mars once had a watery past. Ancient riverbeds cut through its surface. Delta formations and canyons suggest flowing water shaped the landscape. And certain rocks and minerals found by rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance could only form in the presence of water. Around 3 to 4 billion years ago, Mars may have had oceans covering large areas, especially in the northern lowlands. Some estimates suggest these oceans held as much water as half the Atlantic Ocean on Earth. Back then, Mars likely had a thicker atmosphere, which helped keep the surface warm enough for liquid water to exist. But that Mars is long gone. So, what happened? Mars is only about half the size of Earth. That means its gravity is weaker, and gravity is what helps planets hold onto their atmosphere. Over time, the solar wind, high-speed particles from the Sun, stripped away Mars' atmosphere. Without that protective blanket, surface temperatures dropped drastically. Water began to evaporate, freeze, and disappear. NASA's MAVEN mission confirmed this slow leak into space. In other words, Mars bled its water into the vacuum of space over millions of years. Some water seeped into the ground and froze. Some became part of the planet's soil. But the rivers stopped flowing. The lakes dried up. And the oceans? They vanished. Yes, but not the way you might think. Today, most of Mars' water is in frozen form, locked in the polar ice caps and beneath the surface. In 2018, the European Space Agency's Mars Express made a shocking discovery: a subsurface lake of liquid water beneath the South Polar ice cap. The radar data showed a 20-kilometer-wide lake, hidden under 1.5 kilometers of ice. But how is that possible when surface temperatures average minus 60 degrees Celsius? The secret is salt. Martian soil contains perchlorates, a type of salt that lowers the freezing point of water. So even in extreme cold, liquid water might still exist underground, not fresh or drinkable, but liquid. However, not all scientists agree. The findings are still debated. Was it water? Was it mud? Was it something else entirely? We're still searching for confirmation. Some theories suggest the underground water on Mars may not be pure H2O at all, but rather salty brine, or even radioactive mixtures kept warm by geothermal activity. This raises questions about its habitability. Can life survive in such harsh environments? On Earth, we found bacteria thriving in salt lakes, deep underground, and even inside Antarctic ice, giving hope that extremophiles might exist on Mars too. The presence of liquid water on Mars is more than just scientific curiosity. It has huge implications. Water is the key ingredient for life as we know it. If liquid water still exists, it may host microbial life or at least clues that life once existed. Future astronauts will need water for drinking, farming, even making oxygen and rocket fuel. Locating underground ice or brine could make Mars colonization possible. Understanding how Mars lost its water helps us understand Earth's climate and what could happen in the future. NASA's Perseverance rover is exploring an ancient river delta in Jezero crater, a location that may have once been a lake. Its mission? To search for signs of ancient microbial life and collect samples for future return to Earth. Meanwhile, missions like ESA's Rosalind Franklin rover and future orbiters will probe deeper underground for evidence of liquid water. The quest is far from over. Mars may look dead, but beneath its red surface, mysteries remain. Was there ever life? Could there still be water flowing deep below? And will humans one day drink Martian water? For now, we can only watch, wonder, and wait as the red planet slowly reveals its ancient, watery secrets.